Hello and thanks for checking out TheChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Sign up for a 1-week free trial, no credit card required, for access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on Canadian MJ. Things slowing down significantly today. You'll see across the board volume was non-existent. We have tons of inside bars showing tightening ranges of consolidation, and we're likely to see a break tomorrow. Before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to member Tomba, who has been compiling MJX holdings, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for you in this video to make sense of what's going on here. But he's been going through on the MJX website and compiling every day what their share count is. And they delete their data day after day, so he is making it, keeping it in stone here on Google Sheets. And we're seeing what percentage of increase in shares is occurring each day. So we can see from one day to the next, from Tuesday to Wednesday, they increased their positions 3.85%. We'll see what from today the increase was once he gets to it later today. But I'm assuming it's very small, judging by the volume that we saw. So you can literally see the ETF adding shares of each company to its holdings. And of course, the more that we're adding and the more it's going up, that's only going to help keep the market propped up. So we're watching key resistances. MJX had an inside bar today. We had support of 37.13 and resistance of 38.40. So I'm still shorting the space. Again, I didn't think I ever would, but this volatility and this new ETF has made it really easy to do so. I haven't really been shorting significantly. I do trade options and puts. I don't have access to that in the US in this sector, but I am shorting shares of MJX when I see clear setups to do so. And today was another example where that was the case. If you're newer to trading and you're sitting there thinking, I'm a terrible person because I'm hurting the Canadian MJ sector, just think, number one, I'm not using huge positions that are going to influence the market. Number two, I'm day trading and all I'm doing is adding liquidity and volume and volatility to the market. And if I were a hedge fund with $10 million and I was looking at swing trading short positions, that would be a different story. But I promise you that what I am doing in terms of shorting MJX is not hurting the long-term sector. And all I'm going to be doing is adding to my share count. So for those of you that are long and holding, that's great. Everybody's making a lot of money. Me personally, as you know, I'm more cautious and shorter term trader. So I'm making money on the way up and the way down now, compounding those profits and looking to reinvest them once we see weekly consolidation. So there have been days like yesterday where I made just as much money playing bearish as I did bullish. And that allows for very quickly to catch up in terms of, outpacing what holding would do. So the signal today to short first thing this morning was WEED, and I was watching the all-time high, and you could see from the open we were going to get first thing on APH, which had earnings, and WEED, you can see we're going to test that all-time high first thing. So the logic is a top fishing play. If we cannot break the all-time high first thing and we start to pull back, I enter a bearish position, and then if we break a new all-time high, I exit for a very small loss. If we do not get a new all-time high, then we get some significant profit on the pullback. And that's exactly how today played out. It was a very low risk, high reward trade in terms of the entry right in the morning. And we saw some nice follow through. Another point on shorting, a lot of members today were playing puts. That's another example where, buying a put does not have any direct impact on the market. The only thing it does is give clues to other traders who then might use that information to trade shares. But when you are buying puts, you're not physically touching any shares like you are when you go short. So that's another example where going bearish in the market is not going to have a direct negative impact. You could argue that it has an indirect negative impact, but again, small peanuts in the grand scheme of things. So the double top at the high, WEED topped out 2 cents below the all-time high and consolidated. I entered MJX on the short and donated those profits today to a member who has a friend in need. So I shorted MJ and donated the profits. So you can't hate me that too much. It can't hate me too much. So MJX inside bar, we're looking for a break of 37.13 for a bear break and a break of 38.40 for a bull break. That's what we're watching tomorrow. It's a very simple setup to be watching. When we have inside bars on the longer term time frames, that tells you that you're forming equilibrium patterns on a shorter term time frame. So here on the hourly, we have the high, the low of the dump. Our lower high is 38.40. That's a new resistance level to watch. And our higher low is 37.13. That's the range that I'm watching here on MJX as we head into tomorrow, and we'll see where we get a clear break. WEED, also an inside bar, still favoring the bulls as long as we keep higher lows on the hourly time frame, which you can see we are still doing. So we have the high, the low, the lower high by 2 pennies, higher low down at 40.09, and you could even pick another support level here at 41.52 as another higher low. So if we see a break of 41.52 first thing tomorrow, I will be looking to initiate another short position in MJX and just using being very cautious and keeping the risk very small. If we see a bull break of $44, that's the go signal for continuation and a bullish entry. So you can see that when you have, both tools in your tool belt on both directions, every single day you're going to have trading opportunity. When you see these kind of days when you have 5 to 10% volatility in both directions, that is, I can go to work every day, quote unquote work, and know that I will have trading opportunity in the Canadian MJ sector, whether it's bullish or bearish. So if you are sitting there and saying, man, I want to have that as well, this is a good motivation to educate yourself, to learn how to short, to learn how to trade options, and to really double your opportunity in this market. So that's what we're watching on WEED, APH. Bullish reaction initially to earnings, but couldn't get that all-time high break. Another reason I was comfortable with a short. So an inside bar on the daily. We look to the hourly time frame. We have our high, low, lower high, higher low, and again, you could pick another support level in there. So resistance is 24.35, support is 22.35, and then down to 21.99. So if we break 22.35, that's the first bear signal. If that occurs tomorrow, another indication that might be to go bearish. And if we see a bull break of the all-time high, we know to go bullish. Pretty simple of a game plan heading into tomorrow. ACB still tight, still seeing downward pressure, in my opinion, due to the Citron short. Again, Citron has a following, and when they short a stock market, or short a stock in the stock market, in the S&P 500 or whatever, you can see very clearly that they have many millions of dollars behind them. They're not just some, small guy saying go bearish. They have tens of millions of dollars backing them up. And I definitely think that is still a factor here. So we have resistance with multiple tops at 14.16. Support is 13.01. A break of 13.01 is bearish, and will have us looking down at 11.49 support, and a break of 14.16 is bullish, and we'll be looking at 14.88. So that's the range right now on ACB. I personally am not interested in trading ACB with this bearish overhang. I am going to be interested in WEED, APH, MJN, and MJX. MJN, inside bar on the daily time frame. Look at the volume. It's very common to see declining volume on an equilibrium pattern, but this is even more so. It's a bit extreme. So I'm very curious to see how we break tomorrow and expect a volume spike if we do break this hourly equilibrium pattern. So here's our tightening range on MJN. Same thing. We could pick two support levels. We got 14 resistance. Support is 13.05 and 12.85. Watching for a clear break tomorrow and a volume spike associated with that break. ABCN, congrats to the members in the chat room. This is where having a team of traders is ideal. We had a lot of traders that knew nothing about ABCN or the strength that we were seeing at the end of the day. Look at the 15-minute time frame in the end of the day. And a lot of our chat room members were getting in right here. And it was the same play as MJN a couple days ago. Huge run up into the end of the day and looking for a gap up open the following day. So this is the kind of scenario where if you have hundreds of eyes on the market and a team at your back looking to help you out and you're looking to help them out, they say, hey, check this out. Everybody gets in and profits. We had members that were on the road driving, not even watching the market. They look to the chat room, they see people talking about the end of the day action, and then they have that opportunity to get in. So they literally let's try that again. They literally weren't watching the market, and they were able to get into this trade because everybody at the end of the day is looking for any swing possibilities with bullish momentum. And obviously this is a shining star, all-time highs, huge bull move at the end of the day, and looking for more all-time highs tomorrow. $3 psychological resistance will be a key level to watch first thing. And if we see a gap up, personally, I'm not in this trade. I was doing the live webcam and couldn't get in time. But if you are in this trade, I personally, depending on the size of your position, but I would be locking in half of my profits right at the open and letting half ride a little bit to see if we can get some follow through. So that's where we stand in the market heading into tomorrow. It's all about daily inside bars. If you look at the hourly time frame, you get some more details to be watching, and we will see if the bulls can keep this up heading into the end of the week. If we lose the higher low pattern on the hourly, it will be the first time we have done so in quite some time. And in fact, I'm looking back, and this entire run, besides these quick dumps that we saw, which did take out a couple key support levels. We haven't had any really clear hourly lower high and then lower low. There is the possibility of that taking shape tomorrow. I personally am waiting for a signal to swing trade MJX for potentially just a small short-term bearish position, to be looking for multiple days of a pullback like any normal consolidation would normally be seeing, but haven't gotten that, so just sticking to day trading at this point. Still looking for consolidation on the weekly chart, getting people asking me about long-term positions, getting friends asking me about long-term positions, and friends don't let friends buy in to 90 RSI on weekly charts. So I am waiting for weekly consolidation before I give people the green light, and that will likely come sometime in the near future. So I appreciate you all watching. Congrats again to the bulls. Gains are still holding up. Key day tomorrow to see where the momentum is going to be shifting as we head into the end of the week, and that will carry over into next week as well. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.